Hello colleagues, this is an overview of our orientation unit. For beginning, we have a discussion board assignment wherein it is not an assignment for you, it is my own instructor assignment where the instructor posts the team designations for our video conference events that will occur throughout the semester. So I will post the team assignments within this discussion board area. So it might be a great idea to offer an orientation to not only digital literacy but also visual design skills that will be inherently important throughout our course experience. So I have offered innumerable resources to you. For digital literacy, there are specific readings and websites to review, and for visual design skills, there are specific readings and websites to review as well. The Robin Williams, The Non-Designer's Design Book, 4th edition, is brilliant and so easy to use, and the Robin Williams, The Designer's Bookshelf typography is also very useful as a website. So both of these are viable and vital understandings that will significantly support your efforts moving forward in this course concerning placement of information and type options and why you would choose one over another. It's very basic graphic design 101, typography 101, but it makes a significant difference in how you view the layout and the structure and the font choices that you make. And there are innumerable other additional resources that are available within this unit for readings as well, and additional useful resources. So the first assignment in our unit is to complete a subject matter expert document, a sheet. And I call this the elevator speech. You know, whenever you are looking for a job or you're talking to someone that you just met and they ask what you do, one should have a quote-unquote elevator speech ready to go to share who you are professionally and also reflecting your personal aspects of it, the value that you bring to your professional position, as well as the value you bring to your company. People want to know when you are looking for a position or even when you're meeting someone else, why are you vital to this organization? If I asked to hire you on in my company, how would I know that you are adding value to my bottom line, to my money-making scheme? I need to know this. So, this is a really difficult assignment. I recognize that. But the elevator speech is our first effort towards developing a Who Am I framework. And instead of offering a professional introduction within the discussion board, I thought that an elevator speech would be vitally useful and a great way to introduce ourselves within our team environment as our first recording experience. So, the very first assignment in this unit is to develop your own elevator speech. Therefore, you have a document within the assignment area to download, which is the subject matter expert sheet, which frames out the elevator speech for you, format and expectations. On the very first page of the document, that is where your specific quote-unquote assignment will be framed, and you will submit this document, completed document, through the assignment submission area. It will include subject matter expert's name, your current position title, and the elevator speech product, the very short, sweet explanation of professionally who you are as an introduction. Now, the rest of the document is meant as a working document where you have different prompts to complete and associated information to help support your efforts towards developing your elevator speech. So don't only look at the very first page of this document, you are meant to use the rest of the document as a working document to create your elevator speech. So the whole document, not only page 1, but the full document includes any work that you have done within the working document, is to be submitted as your assignment. So you're creating your own elevator speech. And offer this effort time and reflection period to develop a strong elevator speech, because this is not only meant to be an in-course task, this is a real-world effort that you will implement over and over again. So the next assignment in our course is a discussion board about the professional introduction. We have part 1 and part 3 listed here. So the focus, the topic in focus is the elevator speech. The time allocation is no more than 10 minutes for the recorded team video conference. So this is the first time that your team is getting together within the video conferencing environment, the Zoom environment. And during this period, each member of this team will be offering their elevator speech as a presentation of themselves, and then there will be discussion around it and any additional questions or areas of confusion that, because we're not all from the same background, we're going to ask questions about further interest in who we are as colleagues within our course. So within the teams that I have designated, you will figure out a date and time to come together for your own team video conference. Everyone will show up during the time that you are deciding the date and time. During the period that you're deciding on the schedule, the date and time of the video conference, one person will be designated as the quote-unquote lead for this video conference event, and that is the person who will send out the invitation for the video conference so that everyone knows specific date, time, and URL, the web address, to access the video conference event. Along with the video conference event that the lead person will be recording, don't forget the recording aspect, I also urge another team member to take on the backup recording position using Screencast-O-Matic or Jing or one of the options for capturing screencast to fulfill the backup recording expectation. So not only will we have a lead person who is in charge of setting up and running the video conference event, but also a second team member who will be the backup recording person to capture the event just in case something crazy goes on with the recording feature of Zoom. So that's the first expectation. No more than a 10-minute, short, sweet, to the point professional introduction, presenting your elevator speech, and short discussion about it by everyone on the team. The second expectation is to take this video conference recording, and post it to the discussion board. So whomever is the lead person who has the recording, the backup person may need to have their recording as well in case the Zoom doesn't quite work out as a recording feature yet. Maybe need a little more practice, but to post the team's video conference recording to the discussion board. And then part 3, within the discussion board, once everyone starts posting their team recording, you go in and review each other's team's recordings and post comments about it. Quality responses, quality questions, quality engagement, meaning, hey, that was interesting, is not an appropriate post and will not be considered a quality response towards your discussion board point allocation. A depth of thought, professionally reflective effort is an expectation. So the next assignment that aligns nicely with the video conferencing event includes a peer analysis component for your professional introduction. So during the team video conference event, one of the reasons that we're recording it is so that all of our team members can go back and review the recording so that we can offer a peer analysis of not only the elevator speech, but also the team discussion that occurs related to each of the speeches, how well each of our team members engaged in the discussions and in the team effort will be a part of the team collegial peer analysis. There's a peer analysis document within our course that you will download, and for each of your team members, you will offer a peer evaluation specifically for that team member and send it to them, so that you will have not only the peer analysis documents that you created for each of your team members, but you will also receive the peer analysis documents from each of your team members. And these are offered as opportunities for you to reflect upon your presence within the video conference event, areas of strength that your peers perceived, areas that may need a little more effort and thought, anything and everything related to your video conference event. This peer analysis will offer to you, as well as you will offer a peer analysis to your team colleagues. So, after you have the video conference event, after you have created the elevator speech, after you have offered a peer analysis to each of your team members and you have obtained the peer analyses from your team members, the second expectation in this assignment is a professional reflection manuscript. This reflection manuscript is meant as an opportunity to professionally reflect upon your own strengths and areas of further growth, framed through this assignment and peer analysis assignment. There's not a page length designated within this professional reflection manuscript assignment. It will be as long as may be necessary, as short and succinct as may be necessary, depending upon your writing style, and to fully develop your own reflections as framed within the following topics: the peer analysis documents that you submitted to the team group members, the peer analysis documents that you received, reflections upon both of these. And I would suggest each of the bulleted points having those as heading levels within your professional reflection manuscript, so that you know exactly what you're addressing and you just fill in between the heading levels. The third would be what you viewed as your own strengths and framed through not only your perceptions and reflections, but also the peer analysis process, and what you viewed as your areas of further growth and further focused attention as framed through the peer analysis process. And then finally, your overarching reflections associated with the topic of the peer analysis. The elevator speech, your first video conference with your team members, how easy it was or how interesting it was to try and set up this team video conference event, how well the recordings ran, ensuring that you did have a backup recorder. I can't tell you how many times I've heard, you were right, we should have had a backup recorder. Yeah, I told you so. But all of these aspects in the overarching reflections, and then the peer analysis documents, as well as your reflective manuscript, will be submitted as the assignment. And then don't forget, assignment submission expectations. This is page 2 of the assignment, so not to confuse the issue. This is the second part. For the assignment submission expectations for this assignment, the following products, I call them deliverables, must be submitted. Document that offers the web address of, or URL of the team video conference recording. I want to know where I can go and access it out in the real world. All of your peer analysis documents that you completed and shared with your team group colleagues. All peer analysis documents that you received from your team group colleagues. So I want to see all of the peer analysis documents, not only the ones that you completed and gave to your team, but also ones that you received from your team. And then the reflection manuscript that you developed framing your reflections upon the team video conference peer analysis assignment, including, again, I urge you to make your life as easy as possible and just use these as heading levels, and then offer your reflections within each of these heading levels. The peer analysis document that you submitted to teams, peer analysis documents you received, what you viewed as your strengths, what you viewed as your areas of further growth and further focused attention, as well as overarching reflections associated with the topic of the peer analysis. And that is our unit effort.